Hey guys, Dan here, bringing you guys a quick update for Elestrals. I'm going to cover a lot of stuff in this video, so hang tight, and if you backed on Kickstarter, you're definitely going to want to watch this, but we got a lot of awesome stuff going on. First things first, we dropped brand new shirts. You guys can check them out. I'll have a link in the description below. We launched new shirts for all 6 elements that have been revealed so far. They look awesome. This is basically my daily shirt. I picked up 2 of each myself, and I legitimately wear them every day now, and they're very comfortable. So check them out on our store. You can check it out in the description below. In terms of Elestrals Digital, I posted a tweet yesterday. We're adding more people to the alpha right now as we are doing sandbox testing. I just got back from vacation, so I've been playing a lot of Elestrals on my phone. So if you want to play games, hit me up on the Twitter thread. I'll put a link to that as well. The Twitter thread is going to just have you respond with your Discord name. I prefer Android users because that's what we're testing on right now, but BlueStacks works as well, and just make sure that you are a backer. I think it's only fair that backers get involved first, but this is not the beta. So beta is when every backer gets involved. This is like very early stage testing, so I'll probably add a few more people to that as we kind of figure out some more bugs and work through it and stuff like that, but it is a closed alpha, of course. In terms of production, I'm going to run through the different production pieces and kind of keep you guys updated on everything. So first things first, the plushies are done. I have pictures of them. They look great. I have samples of every plushie already anyway, so you guys know about that. But the plushies are finished, so I'm working with logistics right now to have those plushies moved, essentially to ultimately get onto a ship to go to the proper destination when all is said and done. The binders are just about done. I actually posted on Twitter today saying they're done. I think that they're actually done today is the final day, but they're almost done, right? Like most of them are done. So those are going to be in the same situation with plushies where they're going to start moving. Before I go any further, it's important to recognize that you're going to get your stuff when everything is done. We're not going to ship things individually. It would be very expensive to do that. So we have to wait for everything to be done in manufacturing, and then shipping will begin. So plushies and binders are done. Pins should be done in about a week. We have a lot of pins that we made, obviously. You guys bought the 5 sets, or the 5-pin set, as well as the Flurmine free pin. So every backer gets one of those. So those are taking a little longer, but they'll be done in about a week or so. The cards are the biggest thing. That's the thing that takes the most amount of time. And I will tell you guys that we did run into a small snag in production that I just want to be transparent about. I'm not worried about it, but I wanted to be really open with you guys about production and everything like that. So when it comes to the cards, they should be done in about 4 to 5 weeks, which is pretty close to the original timeline. However, now we're about a week or 2 delayed. I think they'll probably be about a week or 2 delayed. So basically what happened was we printed all the cards. I posted a picture of that on Twitter, and that's like kind of the first step in this process here before they all get cut and packaged. And they printed all the holos as well. And when they printed the holos, there was some of the holos, I was told a percentage of them, maybe half of them, I'm not sure, that had print lines on them. So print lines is something that takes place in manufacturing where the holo pattern is pressed on top of the card essentially in specific designated spots. And when those patterns are made, there will often be like lines that kind of are created from the holo pattern. It starts actually on the holo pattern, and those lines create what's called a print line, which is usually like a line through the holographic. It doesn't look very good, and it's not something that collectors generally want to see. So I was told that a lot of these cards have print lines in it, and they asked me what I wanted to do, and I told them that we need to fix this. We cannot move forward with having these print lines in the cards. So basically, I want to say, being very transparent and honest with you guys, I can't sit here and promise that we're not going to have a single Elestrals card with a print line, right? Like, we're printing millions of cards. I am asking the production facility for perfection in this manufacturing process, and I have criteria set in the contract that define certain things, but I'm not going to pretend like every card is going to be perfectly centered or there's going to be no flaws with any of them, right? Like, when you're producing millions of cards, I think there has to be a realistic setting of expectation. But when it comes to the holos, I really want to ensure that they are a work of art. They're a thing that people are excited about, and I want to make sure that they're as clean as possible. So as a result of that, we are actually ordering new holo material from the manufacturer. I've gotten samples in the past of holos with print lines on them and holos without. So this was actually something that was in our contract that stated that there cannot be print lines on these holos. So we're getting that fixed is what I'm saying. And I'm telling you guys this because, again, I wanted to be really open about everything. So I'm not saying that we're not going to have a single print line on anything, but I want to make sure that we can get that to basically 0, right? If not exactly 0. So those cards will be destroyed. Some of them are going to be sent to me, but generally all of those ones with the print lines are going to be destroyed, and then we're going to print new ones. So that's about I was told a 2-week delay is what we're looking at, because we have to get the holo material, new holo material to use, and so on and so forth. And if you didn't see, we're actually doing our own custom holo material. So we have Elestrals holos that are specific to Elestrals, so no one's going to have that holo pattern. We have like our own logos and stuff on it. It's really sick. So that's where we're at with the cards. So Not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. I'd rather get it right, find the mistake, ensure that we fix it in the future. This was apparently a situation where the holo manufacturer, which I don't actually directly work with, the holo manufacturer, I guess that they were in a bit of a rush trying to get something done, which obviously I'm not happy to hear. There's not going to be any additional cost passed to us, right? This is a mistake in manufacturing. So they're going to cover it, they're going to fix it, and we'll be in good shape when all is said and done. So just wanted to keep you guys updated there. The dice, so again, conclusion, nothing to worry about. In the grand scheme of things, 2 weeks is nothing to get this situation kind of resolved, to have better quality cards. That's my focus. So dice are done. I just paid the invoice for dice this morning. So those are done. So the dice are going to be transported to the card manufacturer now, and they're going to be printing the starter decks. Well, the cards are printed, but they're going to be compiling the starter decks with the dice in them. If you didn't see, we announced that there's custom dice now. So every starter deck is going to have its own specific die, which is really cool. The card sleeves are done. I have pictures of the card sleeves. We ran into one tiny little thing where like they didn't put the barcode on the thing, so we're adding the barcodes to them. Not a big deal for you guys, but that's not going to delay anything, so I'm not really worried about it. But I need, on my end, like the back end, we need barcodes on stuff so that fulfillment can scan. But yeah, the sleeves are good. If you didn't hear the update on that, we're basically doing each like set of sleeves is 100 sleeves. It was actually 60 before. I changed it to 100, and it's essentially 2 packs of sleeves for the price of 1. You're getting 40 of one sleeve, 60 of another, if I'm not mistaken. And it's 2 sets of sleeves put into 1 package. It was only $10 to you guys. Again, I found the areas where I could create more value and do cool things like the dice, like the card sleeves, and I wanted to kind of give you those upgrades and stuff. So that's really cool. The golden Pantera card, only a handful of you guys have that. We're getting about 500 and change of those. The golden Pantera, I had actually received, and I hated it. I'll show you guys right here. So I had received this, and this was not what I was supposed to get. There was a misunderstanding in production, and they kind of took me a little bit more literally than I think I wanted them to. So I told them we need to redo the sample. I got the pictures of the sample. It looks phenomenal. I'll put them on the screen. It looks really good. We have to do one more sample though, because the text spacing is not good. We have to figure out what happened there, but I'm not worried about this. The production for these gold Pantera cards is relatively quick, so I'm not worried about that, but the sample's there, so I'm happy about it. We're good to go there, no problemos. Playmats I've already seen. I posted pictures of the playmats. They're in manufacturing. Another 2 or so weeks until those are done. So we're in a really good spot. I'm really happy with where production is. I'm thinking, like, I think it's important to note that even when things finish in production, then there's still the time where it needs to be transported. There's the time where it needs to be fulfilled. So I would say, like, don't expect your cards, you know, anytime soon still. Our initial timeline was August. I think we're definitely in a really good spot for August. I'm really hopeful that it'll be much sooner though. And I will tell you guys that one thing I have to figure out, and maybe you guys can give me your thoughts on this, is we're gonna be pressed with a decision to make at some point in the not too distant future, probably in early April, where some countries are going to get their product before other countries. So when it comes to the transportation, it's obviously takes more time to take product to the United States than it would be to Australia, just based on the port of you know, its inception. So because of that, we can fulfill some countries a little sooner if everything gets there. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. The other option is I hold everything until everyone can get their stuff around the same time, which sounds wonderful, but at the same time, believe it or not, there's actually costs associated with that, because when you have these warehouses hold product for you, you have to pay for them to hold on to it for extended periods of time. So there's actually costs associated with that. And two, like, I also kind of just want to get people their stuff, right? Because I feel like we can't really go to the next chapter of Elestrals until everyone gets their Kickstarter stuff, which is not a bad thing. It's just, I've kind of told myself, like, we're not releasing any new products really outside of like shirts until Kickstarter's done, just because I just only feel like that's the fair way to do it. You guys brought this project to life. I want to make sure the Kickstarter people get their stuff. Last thing I'll mention is we are going to be going to production as soon as this print run is done. We're going into production with the first edition set of base sets. So it's essentially the same base set that you got for Kickstarter, the Founders Edition, but instead it's going to be with a first edition stamp on it. And we're gonna make some small changes to it as well. The Stellar Rares will be different, and the box topper will be different. That print run, like I said, will be hopefully available by summer, shortly after the Kickstarter stuff is done. That way people who missed the Kickstarter can still pick up some product in the first edition. Those who are looking to pick up more, you know, once everyone's happy with their stuff, there'll be that opportunity as well. So that's where we're at with that. And then we've been hardcore at work on set 2 development, which is planned for the end of this year. May bleed into like January, February, but that's the plan for set 2. I really think it'll be this year. I'm aiming for like November, but I'll keep you guys posted on that as we get a little closer. We're still a few months away from that being anything super, you know, polished or ready to go, but definitely an exciting time there. So I've been posting updates on Twitter, pack-a-days, all sorts of stuff. We revealed some new Elestrals recently. I posted a really cool one last night on Frostix, which I'm very excited about that Elestral, and we'll have more information about that later. We've been working on our sprites, so I have a full-time spriter. I hired a full-time reference sheet creator, so we're actually creating reference sheets for every single Elestral right now, which helps in plush making, modeling, things like that. And then our modeling team has been cranking out models. We've been doing multiple a week of different Elestrals as we work on building this to be even crazier than it is. So that's your update. I created a lot of information in this one, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.